Hello and welcome to the TNF1 World Championship. We are here for F2 racing another back racing this weekend. We only have one round after Australia, so we mostly have all our drivers this weekend except for just a couple missing, about five or so. But yeah, so it's looking like quite a full grid this morning. So yeah, so we will get underway. So the really only title fight right now is between Alex and Robin. Um, Alex needs to, or Robin needs to outscore Alex by 2 points this weekend, which basically wins him the championship. So he could win the championship this weekend. Yeah, over Alex. I'm not quite sure what the gap is to Alex, and I think it's Ludwig in P3 in the championship, but let's have a quick look right here. Oh, actually, so there could be, if Robin DNFs this weekend and Albert outscores Alex, then the top three drivers could be in a chance for the championship. Well, actually, the top four could, um, Ethan in the Toro Rosso could also have a chance at contending for the championship as well. So yeah, we looks like we have about four drivers contending for the championship here if Robin has a bad race. Robin just really needs to finish these next two races to win in the championship or outscore Alex by 2 points. So yeah, so if Robin wins this weekend, then he's effectively won the championship. So yeah, that's what we're wanting to do, and looks like McLaren have easily locked out the constructors. But we don't have G'day here this weekend, so just Robin. So these guys aren't reading up. Hold on. Merle wants me to give him my power, but okay. So last weekend we saw Ethan take his first win of the season, taking advantage of all that chaos that was happening at the front, and he just managed his way to squeeze his way through, which really brought him back into the championship hunt. If he manages to have a good race this weekend, then he could definitely be in a chance for the championship. Robin, on the other hand, didn't have a good race. His qualifying wasn't great, but his race he disconnected a couple of times, and then he fell back, and then he had to crawl his way back to the field. But he managed to get it. I think he got P5, but yeah, not too often we see that from Robin. So he'll be looking to change that this weekend at Australia. So Australia is one of those tracks where it rains and dries like equally, I guess. So it looks like it's dry for qualifying, but it does look quite dark. But get this. So in qualifying, we've always tend to see Bernard Josh come up first. So I wouldn't expect. So it looks like Mercedes are coming up first. So you can see down there on the top, the bottom right, coming on the ultra softs. That's Stanley, who's actually racing this weekend. He hasn't been racing with us these past few weekends. I'm not quite sure why, but he just hasn't been attending and two Mercedes are actually out first. So and then it looks like it's Banana Josh. Yeah, Banana Josh is out. So yeah, we'll just have to see what the weather conditions are going to be for the race, and I think we might have actually got it now, because Merrill is usually my my weather man. Oh, it's Robin. Rain in the last 5 minutes. I'm not quite sure what that is, but I'm pretty sure it might be qualifying, because it does look quite dark. Yeah, it looks like Merrill says no rain for the race, sunny for my side. Right, so rain for the end of qualifying, but dry through the entire race. So we'll hop on board Stanley here, who's going to be starting his foot, or going to be the first driver to set a flying lap. It looks like for F3 it is fully wet. Intermediates actually. So obviously last season in F2, Stanley was quite a contender for the championship. He has some pace on him. Definitely up there with Robin and things like that. But you know, if we saw his if he had some good races start of the season, which he didn't manage to do, he definitely wouldn't have, he definitely could have been a championship contender. But you know, we'll just have to wait and see if he can pull a good race out the bag this weekend. Actually goes onto the grass out of turn 1, and he's going to continue with his lap, but yeah, he definitely has some time to improve through turn 1. Obviously Australia being a really flowy circuit, if you just really nail the corners, it can be really satisfying to do a lap around here. Just like Monaco, if you can be real satisfied to do a lap, nail a lap around there. It's the same thing with Australia. We're coming up to the quickest part of the track right here. The fast left to right. Oh, and he's put it in the fence. Out of. Don't know what turn that is, but he's put it in the fence. And that is a corner that is notorious for spinning a lot of people out, and I think Albert will be our next driver who'll be coming across the line. But yeah, if you really need to set up that fast left-hander before you set up if you get that right, then it can really set you up for the rest of the next corner, as Albert does a 20.6 for the first opening lap of the session, as he just cuts the grass after his lap. I think Banana Josh will be next, as he's actually binned it out of the second to last corner. And Alex out on the ultra softs. I think the ideal strategy around here is the ultra soft to soft. So if you want to be doing a more stable strategy, I mean, you could go the super softs to softs, but it is quicker to go ultras to softs. As Alex is going to come across the line to set a 21.5 on the ultra softs. So the ideal lap time for I reckon for these F2 guys, I mean for Robin, he's definitely the F1 pace, and I'm pretty sure the F1 pace is doing below 19s. Or not, he's doing, well, F1 drivers will probably be doing mid-19s. We're here, I'm not quite sure what he'll do, but considering he is definitely F1 pace, and I think he has signed up for F1 next season. What was I going to say? I completely forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, so we could see a couple of guys squeeze into the 19s, but ideally I'm pretty sure these guys will be doing around 20s, low 20s to mid 20s. Well, that's my thoughts anyway. And we actually have Matthew and Eduardo already out. I'm not quite sure what happened with them, but as I was talking, they're retired. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened with them. We'll just have to have to inform us what happened. As you don't really have anyone doing flying laps at the moment, except for March, who wasn't here last weekend for Italy. So we didn't have any Ferraris at the home race last weekend, but we did have a couple Salvas with the Toro Rossos, the Scuderia 1. I think 2 Scuderia 1 in F2 and F3. I think it was the Toro Rosso of Ethan last weekend, and then the Ferrari of Connor Paisley in F3, and the F1 McLaren one. But yeah, so March is banning that lap unless he was on an in lap. But yeah, we usually tend to see the Renaults qualify on the harder compounder tyre. So I'm not sure why they like to do that, but obviously they might not. Looks like they might not suit the softer tyre, or they might have better qualifying on the harder tyres. But I'm not quite sure. But we haven't really seen them qualify on the softer tyre this season. But yeah, obviously when we have one Renault qualifying, we've got one set by Matthew, but it doesn't look like that'll be a representative time. As Merrill goes P5 with a 22.7 when I was talking, so that's not a bad lap there from Merrill on the super softs. Is able to come back out, so we have 10 minutes in the session remaining. So ideally you do want to be going out now for your ultra soft run, because they did say it would rain for the last 5 minutes of the session. So yeah, most of the drivers will want to be heading out now, because they don't want to be doing their times in the wet, or as it gets as it starts to dampen up, because it can unsteady your car. As it looks like Albert might have a bit of lag, because he's hitting the walls, which I don't think he'll be doing it in his point of view, but yeah, interesting. As Stanley's starting his flying lap. Actually, no, he's actually just set a lap. Oh no. Starting his flying lap. Actually, no, he did just set a lap. So he did a 20.6. So the two Mercedes looking quite even here with pace. We'll just have to see if Alex, Ethan and Robin can reply. It looks like Robin's actually starting his flying lap now. Coming around turn 3. Oh, to around turn 2, sorry. So flat out through this corner right here, coming up to this awkward braking zone actually, you want to put most of your car on the curb, which will really set you up for the exit, which looks like he's done nicely. And Mercedes gone off onto the grass. So here you do want to be catching a bit of curb. Looks like he might be a little bit conservative through that corner, but yeah, if you have a good setup, you can really get your car right on that curb and set you up for the exit. Fast left, fast right. Oh, as with Ethan, who is out of qualifying, he's dropped it out of the fast left right-hander through the middle sector. That's really unfortunate for Ethan. He might have been looking for a pole position, but doesn't look like that'll happen anymore. As Robin comes across the final corner, as he runs out of ERS, comes across the line to do a 21.1, so he's on the super soft, so he is committing. It does look like he's committing to the super softs, because if it is meant to rain the last 5 minutes, you don't pretty sure you won't have enough time to go in and get another set of ultras and have a proper clean run on them. But yeah, there's a Merrill coming across the line to start his flying lap. So only one Red Bull today, as we saw Oliver online this morning, but wasn't playing F1. So we'll have to see about that. As there's not too much action at the moment, but Josh is on a flying lap. Joseph hasn't cut out the pits yet. Lucas, that guy Lucas is new, so unless that's Lucas from before, I'm not sure, but it was Lucas. Oh no, he's actually joined. I might have lacked out, but as Emerald's gone, so I don't think he can improve his lap. As Alex went P3 with a 20.7 on the ultras, but yeah, I thought these guys would have got at least too close to the 19s, but doesn't look like that's the case. Unless these two Mercedes can pull out a good lap. I'm not depressed tomorrow, I'm just tired, alright? Because I had to wake up. I woke up literally 10 minutes before this started. My body's just adapting to me commentating for you. Oh, there we go. We can see the first spritz of the rain. Just as these Mercedes are coming through the middle sector. As the two Mercedes will start their flying lap. We'll just have to see if this rain does affect their lap, if it damages the track enough to throw them off a bit, but yeah, as we see Stanley starting his flying lap now, and then Albert not too far behind him. Alex has come out as well in the ultras. He's gonna, I know she's coming in. Josh coming in. He overtakes Alex in the pit lane, or the pit entry. And it doesn't look like this is affecting them too badly. He's only half a tenth off his lap. So the rain doesn't look like it is fully coming down yet, but we'll really see if it's going. Will really be the test if it throws him off here, coming to the fast left right, as he's actually backed out of his lap. Albert's backed out of his lap as well. So I don't think we have anyone on a flying lap at the moment except for March, who's come out on the softs. So I'm pretty sure that's qualifying over. Well, not fully over, but no one will be sitting on the flying lap from now. So, actually, Stanley's starting another flying lap, so he doesn't think the conditions have made the track too bad. As he's the only one committing to another lap, so it doesn't look like this rain is coming down too hard, and it's not actually dampening the track very quickly, so Stanley might have made a good call here, doing another flying lap. So definitely looks like we've got a Mercedes 1-2 for qualifying. Bernardo Roche is actually coming out again, so he looks like he might have seen Stanley do another flying lap, and he's come out as well. Yeah, so the conditions don't look like they've really worsened too bad, which is, I mean, it hasn't really thrown off the track evolution too bad. It's only really light rain, but is Stanley coming around the last couple corners now. We'll really see the track evolution now. He does a 21.3, so it does look like it's slowing down a bit, so I don't think Banana Josh will improve on his lap. As he comes on the last corner now, or last couple corners, last corner now, he's going to start the flying lap. Oh, he's actually put into the grass, and he's going to continue with the lap though, but that would have lost him quite a bit of time. Yeah, he's 1.4 seconds off, so he's backed out of his lap. I will expect these two to retire as well. If they don't now, then just retire. Unless Banana Josh wants to go another flying lap. Oh, it goes. Stanley's gonna retire probably. Just retire. Stanley dropped it. I was actually just letting him pass, but he's gonna do another flying lap. So I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna watch him through his lap, see if he's up or down. Yeah, he's 3/10 down this time, so track definitely isn't getting any better. So I expect him just to retire now. But knowing Banana Josh, he probably won't retire. Sorry, Josh. Yeah, I know, Robin. I talked about it when you were in the lobby, when we were loading in. Oh, he's starting a... I thought he was going to start another flying lap. So, yeah, so it looks like Roman wants me to repeat myself. He can be champion this weekend if he outscores Alex by 2 points. So ideally, Roman just needs to win the race, or he needs to stay ahead of his title contenders and able to win the championship. But definitely is capable of doing that. So we only have two guys that didn't sit a time, was Lucas and Matthew. We saw Matthew didn't even manage to sit a lap because it looks like he might have crashed out or got taken out, but not sure what happened there. And Lucas, who just joined midway through qualifying. So quite sunny conditions now. Start of the race. If they said that it was meant to be the same throughout the whole race. But as we wait for our drivers to ready up, we'll get underway here for the formation lap. So we're going to start this formation lap here. I'm going to go through the starting grid for your Australian Grand Prix. So on pole position, I'm not sure if it's his first pole this season, but on pole we have Albert Ramirez Garcia on pole with in the Mercedes with Stanley right behind him, and then we have Alex ahead of his championship rival or championship points leader. If he has a good result this weekend, he could snatch that championship lead. And then in P4 we have Robin Kreft, who is leading the championship now by 2 points. So he'll be wanting to outscore everyone behind him this weekend. In P5 we have Ethan and Bernard, who's actually got disqualified with Bernard Josh as well. So it looks like those two might have had to come together. P7 we have Emil in the Red Bull. P8 we have March in the Ferrari. P9 we have Matthew. P10 we have Eduardo. P11 we have Joseph. And P12 closing out the grid we have Lucas in the Toro Rosso. So pretty sure it's the first team front row lockout this season. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in the race, as Ethan is expressing his emotions in Discord saying such idiots. So it looks like Banana Josh and Ethan might have come together. So those two will be starting on they'll be starting on cold tyres for the start of the race, which will give them a disadvantage. So as we wrap up this formation lap, we'll get underway racing here shortly. Alright, so we get a good camera here. So we build up to 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights for the Australian Grand Prix. We're going to hold again because it always does this. It's lights out and away we go, and it looks like Stanley has had a really good start, and he's already alongside and ahead of Albert going into turn 1, and it looks like Robin's had a good start as well. He's already ahead of Alex up into P3. Looks like everyone's good down the rest of the field. Looks like someone's had an off out of the second corner. Looks like Banana Josh has had a header coming together with someone. But we'll jump back up to the front with the rest of the field. Another flag sector 1. Banana Josh is on it. That's Eduardo who's spun out of turn 3. And he's nearly collected Banana Josh with him as well. So after a very good start from Stanley, he's already jumped ahead of Albert for the lead of the race. As Robin's had a good start as well, he's already got a couple of positions as well. Alex, he's fallen back a bit from P4 on the grid. P4 on the grid, I'm pretty sure. He's dropped down a couple of places to P5. March has had a pretty good start. He's already up to P6. Ethan, considering he had cold tyres at the start, manages to stay right where he started, P4, pretty sure, or P4. Robin, he'll be wanting to get ahead of Albert here for the championship if he wants to win it this weekend. So it looks like everyone else is fine at the moment. As Banana Josh and Lucas is as Lucas is going to do the switch and going to go down the inside on Banana Josh into turn 3, and Josh gives him a little bit of a nudge. And Josh is nearly put in the wall, and he's nearly swerved into Lucas. It looks like he might have had to get off the gas there, just to avoid a collision. The Merrill's actually pitted for a new front wing, looks like, and Joseph has done the exact same thing. So it looks like they would have had some. They would have got involved in that collision in turn 1. So the two Mercedes pulling out a gap here to Robin, 1.7 seconds separate them. And then he's trying to fend his position of Ethan in the Royal Tosser. On the Royal Tosser. Looks like he's trying to make a Pierre Gasly lookalike helmet. Sally does a fast lap of race and immediately gets taken off him by Albert. He has a 24.8, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. Didn't quite look. So the question is, can Robin win the championship this weekend? All he needs to do is get ahead of Albert and he's basically sealed the championship. Actually no, yeah, he does need to get at Albert and then he wins the championship. Actually, no, I think if he does finish P3, he does win the championship, I'm pretty sure. Not entirely sure, I'll double check on that, but he'll be driving the living daylights out of that car if he wants to get that position back. Do it for the McLaren boys, Robin. Do it for the McLaren boys. As the top 4 have run away, Alex is still is 3.4 seconds off Ethan, and then March is 3.5 off Alex. But doesn't look like Alex has got too much pace in. It looks like he's underfueled his car as well, because he has got his fuel light on. So it doesn't look like Alex has got too much pace here at the moment. So these top 4 looking quite close. So it's really Robin and Ethan, and then it's the two Mercedes up front, quite close as well. So only 4 tenths separate them, and only 7 tenths separate 3 and 4. So yeah. So obviously this is our how should I say this? Not next week, but the week after. So, saying it's Sunday here in New Zealand. Tomorrow it'll be a week, or on Tuesday next week it'll be a week until F1 2019 comes out. And Albert, Stanley's made a mistake, and that's put Albert ahead of him. And that's put Robin right onto the back of him as well. So F1 2019, like I said, F1 2019. It's coming out pretty soon. Only next weekend is our last round, or last race weekend of the season. So pretty sure everyone's filled out their evaluation forms, or the driver sign up forms. All I know is Robin signed up for F1. Not quite sure what everyone else has signed up for. Alex has signed up for F1 as well, because he is running no racing line at the moment. So I'm pretty sure those are the only 2 who have really signed up for an F1 seat for next season. And obviously next season F1 will be fully no assist, so there'll be no ABS, no traction, no racing line, manual gears, everything like that. So I know Robin does use a few assists, so I think he wants to be turning those off, going no assist, as Stanley gets his first 3-second time penalty of the race, as Robin is just harassing him at the moment. So for F1 2019 we're going to be having, pretty sure we're going to be having a sprint mode the weekend after its release. So so I think it's 4 days after its release when we're having a sprint mode. Actually, I think it's on, yeah, right now when we're racing, I think we were having a sprint mode. So yeah, if if you want to be in that sprint mode, you'll have to ask Brett about that. As Ethan is going toe to toe with Robin into turn 3, as he actually gets past him. So Ethan showing his pace now is on the back of Stanley for P2, and this has put Albert 2.1 second gap over Stanley. So it looks like Stanley's struggling with his tyres a bit. Ooh! Robin has got wing damage, and Stanley's out of the race. That could really upset Stanley here. And that could really hurt Robin as well, because I've no idea what happened to him. He just turned into the wall. So Robin will have to pit now if he has any hopes of winning the championship. So that's really unfortunate for Robin there. Right now he really just needs to stay ahead of Alex, who's down in P8, who's already pitted for softs, which is actually quite early, and Robin's actually staying out, which is quite surprising. As you can see, he's missing an end plate on the front left. Amiral, how can someone hit me into you, or hit you into me? I'm not racing. I'm pretty sure it's good not to watch the stream when you're racing, because it is the commentators goes, Robin, you need a pit now, mate. If you're listening to me, you need a pit now. There's no point in continuing, you're just losing more time. And that'll help Alex as well, so pit now. It actually was really surprising that he stayed out, because he's just losing more and more time with that wing damage. You can see right there, he's missing an end plate. So apparently for 2019, the spectators, apparently it's quite, they've changed quite a lot with the spectating. Is he staying out again? Robin, what are you doing? You're just losing more time. There's no point staying out. You're just losing more and more time to Alex if you want to stay ahead of him. And you can see that because he's losing a lot of time to Ethan and P2 as well. So what could have been a 1-2 finish for the Mercedes? It's only got one Mercedes left, and he's got a 4.4 second gap. Actually, no, that's right. Albert is in P1 as well, so Robin, you need to finish ahead of Albert to win this championship, mate. So I'm just going to calculate the points right now. So let me just jump onto the F1 TNF1 app. Yeah, so if positions stay where they are now, then yeah, Robin still won't win the championship this weekend because he will lead by 16 points over Albert. So if Robin needs to pick up his game now if he wants to win this weekend, but you could see it go to Abu Dhabi next weekend. Sector 3 is yellow flag. Oh, Lucas is actually parked it in the middle, in the last sector. Not sure what that was for, but he's just stopped there for quite a bit actually, and he's just continuing on now. So Ethan takes lead of the race after oh, his March is out of the race. Oh, he's actually dropped it out of the fast right-hander. It's like I said earlier, it's quite notorious, that corner quite notorious for getting people out. Robin's still staying out, so that's quite surprising, to be honest. So I would expect Robin to come in now because, oh no, he's on the superstars, isn't he? Yeah. So he just needs to pit, because if that wing damage isn't affecting him too much, then he can stay out. But he's just losing time, so you just need to come in, mate. Chuck on some sauce. Get going. As he say, oh, he's coming in. So good call there from Robin. He will be about, he will have quite a big gap to Albert, but knowing Robin's pace, he will be able to cut that down a bit. I'm not sure if he'll be able to catch it, but he'll be able to cut it down. Yeah, he gets his front wing changed. As he continues on. So that's put Matthew up into P2, and Moreno, he's already done 10. He hasn't pitted yet, but yeah, looking quite nice at the moment. As instantly as Robin comes out the pit lane, he's already got a 3-second. So we only have 2 in retirement so far, March and Stanley. Stanley having a really bad season. We'll want to be changing that next season. 2019 comes out. I'm not quite sure the circumstances, but F2 cars in 2019 won't be in multiplayer as soon as the game comes out. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, in the near future, I'm not sure if Brett will be thinking about adding them into F3 or things like that, but yeah. So for F1 next season, Brett has informed me about the teams and drivers, but I'm not going to say anything at the moment because don't want to spoil things for everyone. I only know a few things. I'm not quite sure of everything, but I only know a few things. Not sure for F2 though. I know that Brett Keenan is trying to make his return to F1. Because obviously the no ballast there's gonna be no ballast in 2019, and apparently 2016 when there's no ballast he is quite quick, so he said he's pretty confident with when 2019 comes out he'll get some pace, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see if he's F1 material or not. Same with Matthew Elia. He's wanting to go to F1 as well, or F2 at least. See, like what I said, we'll just have to wait till the evaluations, until we do the evaluations, and then, we'll see where everyone's at. So, when 2019 comes out, I'm pretty sure we're going to have a month break, before we do anything else. Or before we start racing again, which will be Australia, will be round 1. It's just a normal season race calendar we're going to be doing for next season. So, yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what these 2019 cars will be like. Personally, I'm quite excited for it, so, pretty sure everyone else will be the same, so, yeah. And the car customization in 2019, personally, I think it's pretty dog shit. But it's like the mobile version where you can't really do anything, can't put any decals on there, except for really painting anything like that. But I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not sure what everyone else is feeling, but personally, I'm not a big fan of it. But yeah. So we jump over to F3. There's a dry race. Oh. And we can see Ethan here getting really close to Matthew in the Renault. He's got past him. Might have just led him through there. So yeah, Robin has come out behind Alex. So unless Alex can win here, I mean not Alex, Robin can win here, there's really no hope of him winning the championship this weekend unless he can win. Because Albert has an 11.5 second gap over Ethan in P2. So Albert looking quite good here for a race win. As I'm going to hold on. So we saw last season, Robin. So Robin at F3 last season, and we saw Albert in F3 last season. I'm pretty sure Albert won the championship in F3, and Robin not too far behind him. So those two were having quite a good battle in F3 last season. So we could definitely see that evenly matched. Just got a slight interruption there, but it's all good. What was I doing? Oh yeah, F3. Yeah, we definitely see Albert and Robin are quite evenly paced, but yeah, obviously Robin getting a doing better this season. So we do still see a couple of people from F2 last season. We saw Merrill. We see, who else we see? Bernard Josh, who moved midway through season. Stanley. And yeah, and Oliver, who's not racing now, but as Robin gets past Matthew, and it looks like Robin is he's closing up to Alex in P3, and Alex only 4.8 seconds off Ethan in P2, and then he's not about 12 seconds off him, the lead as well. So so the two obviously saw last weekend. We saw Banana Josh. He led the race. He got P2 on the grid. He led the race for about a good majority of the first stint, but then yeah, some carnage happened, and which ideally just put him out of the race. So we saw, if you watched the stream last weekend with me and Mackenzie, you saw quite a few incidents happen at the exact same time. We saw Banana Josh and Stanley come together. We saw Alex drop it. We saw Robin disconnect so many times. We saw a couple other drivers drop it as well, but so Eduardo in P6, he's not having too bad of a race. Obviously last season he had to not do the last few rounds. I think it was the last 6 rounds or something like that, due to some issue. I'm not quite sure what it was though, but he's back now. He's racing again, and we're happy to have him back. So Robin here is getting onto the back of Alex for P3. He's only 5/10 of a second behind him, and he has a lot of ERS. He's just more than Alex. He actually sets the fastest lap of the race. So Robin here really on a charge. So for actual F1 this weekend, we have not this weekend, but next weekend we have the French Grand Prix, and what's Circuit Paul Ricard, where I just hope Ferrari can get a 1-2, because if Ferrari get a 1-2, I'll be over the moon. I mean, it is a power circuit, so it would suit them a bit more than Mercedes. I just hope. And that Lewis Hamilton just get shit on. As Robin just harassing Alex here for P3. So considering that Robin and what's it called? Who else is on? Oh, Robin and I'm not sure who else is on it for F1. I said them before. Oh yeah, Robin and Alex signed up for F1. I'm not entirely sure what teams they've signed up for, but what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. So if the positions stay where they are at the moment, Robin is in striking range of Alex and Albert for the championship if they go into Abu Dhabi. And saying that, Ethan is in the picture as well, and Robin has all of his championship rivals ahead of him at the moment as Alex gets his first 3-second time penalty. So obviously Alex being quite a long, what did I say? He's been in the TNF1 for quite some time now. I think it's before 2016 he was in here. Wasn't really TNF1. It was just I think TNF1 started 2017. So he's been here from the very start, pretty sure. Who else has been here from the very start? No one in F. Oh, Banana Josh has been here for quite a while as well. Banana Josh, not Banana Josh. So no one else really been here for longer than those two. I myself joined beginning of last season. Second round for China. Robin has still not managed to get past Alex here. He's only 4/10 behind. Alex doing a very good job of defending his position at the moment. So Australia obviously being a street circuit, it is in the middle of Albert Park, so obviously F1 race here and the supercars race here at the same time. I don't think it's the opening round, but it's one of the opening rounds. I think it's the second round or something like that for supercars. I'm not sure. Brett will have to correct me on that one, or what the fuck am I doing? Sebastian, if he's watching. I'm literally the stupidest person in the world, I swear to God. As Robin's still not managing to get close enough to Alex even make a move, and this is bringing Eduardo into the picture as well. He's actually having quite a nice recovery drive. Banana Josh sits the fastest lap of the race with a 23.5. He's on the ultra softs though. Oh shit! Robert had a bit of a look there at turn 3. And this is just, unless Banana Josh, whoops, I thought it was Eduardo. I'm actually so mentally stupid. But he's already been lapped by those two anyway, so. Oh, I think Banana Josh might have had enough, and he did. I just heard the engine squeal, which went reveal. When he came out that last fast, when he came out the fast right-hander. So, oh! As Alex! Robin has actually tapped the rear of Alex. And they've both stopped on track. And it's good to see there. Oh, Alex, oh no. They've got wing damage. I don't think they have any wing damage, but, Robin did very nicely there, conceding the position, or not taking that position. He let Alex have it, but that is just really, that's put them back even more from Ethan. I think it's lost him a good 6 or 7 seconds. just of that. So good sportsmanship there from Robin. As Josh has had enough, so he's gone. He's had enough. As we only have 6 laps remaining here of this Australian Grand Prix, it's been a quite exciting race. Albert has still got a 12.7 second gap over Ethan in P2. Oh Jesus. Oh Lord Jesus. We'll just have to wait and see if Robin can snatch his P3 off Alex. We'll just actually have a look at the penalties right now. Alex has got 1 penalty. Robin's got 2 penalties. So effectively, Alex is still another 3 seconds up the road. But we'll have to see. I don't think Albert will have 12 seconds, but we'll just check anyway. No, he doesn't have any penalties. Ethan, he has 1 penalty. So Alex is still so if Robin wants to get P3, he wants to get ahead of Alex and then pull another 3 seconds if he wants to get that last podium position. The 2 Toro Rossos are actually together at the moment, Lucas and Ethan. I love that camera shot right there, it's quite nice. Don't you agree? Anyone who's watching? As Robin still just can't get close enough to Alex here. I think he was getting he was just getting too aggressive, just getting in his patience was just falling away, coming into his last sector, and that's why they dropped it. Well, they didn't drop it. They had it coming together. He will have DRS here, and he's actually, oh no, I was going to say he's going to sit behind him, but he's put it up into overtake. He's gaining, but he's not going to make a move. It's quite hard to make a move into 1 at Australia because it is quite a quick corner, so and it's quite narrow as well. As Joseph gets past Eduardo for P6. So Alex has done 20 laps on these softs. So Robin does have 6 lap fresher tyres than Alex, so he will have the quicker tyre at the moment. Obviously Alex he pit quite early in the race, so yeah, Robin will be just looking to get past him. If he does get past him now, then since he does have those fresher tyres, then he could pull out a gap. He's not managing to do anything at the moment, as he's going to try and make a move up into coming into the 3rd sector. He's going to try to go around the outside, as Alex gives him a little bit of a nudge. He stays ahead of him though. Oh, as Robin takes a lot of grass. But I'm pretty sure Robin will have a lot. He'll have DRS here. As Alex is going to defend. As Robin tries to go around the outside into turn 1, as he defends that move nicely. Alex is doing quite a nice job here of defending his position at the moment, considering he has a lot older tyres than Robin. So Albert here, looking for his, I'm not sure if it's, I'm just so bad with frickin', I'm pretty sure he's a race one. No, Albert doesn't have any wins this season, so he'll be looking to take his first win of the season here in Australia. As we'll jump back to this battle for P3. Oh, as Robin gets another 3-second time penalty. So that's put him even further back. If he wants to get P3, we have to pull out another 6 seconds on Alex. So if he wants to do that, he needs to get past him now. I don't think it'll be close enough coming into the first corner, but 2 laps remaining. You know, you don't know what can happen, Alex. You know, I'm not going to make a commentator's curse, but you know what I was going to say. As Robin's going to try go on the outside of Alex into turn 3. Alex is doing a superb job at defending at the moment. He keeps ahead of him, considering he does have this older tyre. So Alex here doing a very good job of defending from Robin. As Robin gives us a little bit of a scrape there. He won't be close enough here for the DRS, but if he has a very good last sector, he could get him into turn 1. I don't think it'll be close enough though. Into 1. You can see how much time he gained on Alex through just the braking zone alone. He gained quite a lot of time. As Alex goes a bit deep and he pushes Robin onto the grass. So Alex ran quite deep into turn 3. I think he locked both fronts up going into the corner, and then he just ran quite deep. And then when he came back on track, he just pushed him wide. As we have lost Eduardo, and he's dropped it out of the last corner. So that's unfortunate for him, but we'll jump back with this battle. As Albert starts his final lap of this Australian Grand Prix, it's been a really good race here from him. He's effectively going to take this win, but we'll just have to wait and see with these two what the outcome will be. Oh, as Robin's going to try going down the inside into turn 1. And he puts Alex into the fence. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure Alex will definitely be going to the stewards for that one. And that has put Robin up into P3. But yet again, he does have 9 seconds of penalties. And Alex has 3, so I'm pretty sure it's Alex has 3. Yeah, Alex has a 3-second. So Robin here, I'm not sure if he'll keep this position, but we'll jump back on board with Albert here as he comes across the final corner, or comes through the final corner. He's going to come across the line to win the Australian Grand Prix, his first race win of the season. And then the Scuderia of Toros, the Royal Tosser of Ethan, will come home in P2 with a very nice race from him. And then Robin, after a really big battle here with Alex, will come home in effective P3, but I'm not sure if he'll keep that position or not. He tries to crash into a barrel, and then Alex will come home in P4. Well, what could have been for Alex? He could have easily got that podium, but I don't know what the circumstances. I didn't entirely get the full on board, or didn't quite get the full collision with that, but he'll come in P4. and then the two Renos come home in P5 and P6, and then Merrill P7, and then Lucas P8. So we'll invite our top 3 into the party. Who else we got? We got Albert, there's Robin, Ethan. There we go. As you see, Mercedes are the top 7 of the podium for the first time this season. Ethan having quite a good result as well. He got P2. He won last weekend in Italy, and then Robin on the bottom step. So Robin, we'll start with you. P3. What could have been a good race weekend for you. He could have won the championship this weekend, but he just went up there. But you had a good battle with Alex, but you know. Your dive bomb into the first corner. Not entirely sure what happened there, but yeah, you got P3. But pretty sure Alex will be going to the stewards for that one.
Yeah, I could have won the race today as I had a really good pace on the softs, and yeah, Stanley was in the first laps of the race. So he was slow, and I understand he let Albert through. But when I tried to overtake him, he was a bit laggy, and I had heavy wing damage. And that compromises my race for a period. And then I was stuck behind Pure Axel, and I was getting frustrated that I couldn't get past. Asked this track, yeah, where can you pass really? And I tried one dangerous move, and I knew it was very risky, but I think I will have a penalty for that. But I want to say sorry to him, and congrats to Albert to his victory.
Yeah. So obviously the championship fight will be going into Abu Dhabi. I think all 4 of you, you, Alex, Albert, and Ethan will have a shot at the championship. So we'll see you next weekend.
Yep.
So we'll jump on with P2. Ethan, you got P2. What was I going to say? A good result from you. You got your race win last weekend, and then you got P2 this weekend. You had quite a good race with taking advantage of that collision with Stanley and Albert and things like that. But I'm not sure it was a collision, but yeah, we'll go with that. P2, yeah, you must be happy.
Yeah. I mean, first thing I want to say is sorry to Stanley. I mean, that was probably my fault, the incident with him. I was catching him pretty fast, and he had a bad run off that corner, and he moved right off the straight, as he's completely entitled to do. And I got out of the gas, but I didn't get out of the gas quick enough, and I think there was some desync involved, but I ended up hitting him, and he crashed out. So I'll completely take the blame for that. Other than that, it was a pretty good race. Albert was like way faster than me. I was never going to catch him. Honestly, lucky to get P2. I didn't feel like I was that fast today. So yeah, I think I'm still in the championship, but I mean, like probably 25 points out, something like that. So it's very unlikely, but never know. But yeah, pretty fun race.
Yeah, so like you said, there's 4 of you who do have a shot at the championship going into Abu Dhabi. So we'll be looking forward to that race, and we'll see you next weekend if you're racing.
All right, thanks.
So Albert, we'll jump on board with you with the race winner, You had a Mercedes 1-2, but that incident with Stanley quite made you pull out a good gap to everyone else, which yeah, you had a quite lonely race, and yeah, you took your first race win of the season, and the first race win for Mercedes.
Yes, I was really happy when Stanley qualified P2 and I qualified well, first I qualified on pole. I was really happy. Before the race we made some team orders, like if he had a better start than me, I left him after the first corner. Then, sorry, it's my friend. Then I was much faster than my teammate. Sorry, it's my friend. I was faster and he left me, and then I saw that he crashed, and I was like, oh gosh, like we could have like the first two Mercedes row, and yeah. But anyway, I was really happy. I had a pretty decent pace. I was extending that gap with Ethan. Well, by the end of the race, he was catching me up. I was taking it easy. So yeah, I'm really happy.
Yeah, so what could have been for the Mercedes boys, a 1-2 could have been in the bags, but yeah, so you are the pretty sure you're the closest contender for the championship going into Abu Dhabi, so we'll see you next weekend. So saying that, that'll wrap up our live stream of the Australian Grand Prix for the F2 category. You join us next weekend for Abu Dhabi. We will see 4 drivers capable of winning the championship. But yeah, so that'll wrap us up here. So my name's Josh Banks, and I'm signing out the Combox. Solo commentating this weekend, but yeah, we'll see you next weekend at Abu Dhabi.